guys, welcome back to my channel. So today is gonna be a chill and just chat with me video, and we are basically gonna be diving into a topic that I feel is very important for maintaining healthy relationships. Like, doesn't matter what relationship you're in, but this is something that everyone needs to do, which is boundaries. Now, it doesn't matter if it's a personal work environment. Setting boundaries is a very important thing that needs to happen in order for any sort of relationship to be healthy. Before we start, we're going to start by understanding what boundaries are and the importance of boundaries. What are boundaries? Boundaries are guidelines and limits that we set for ourselves and communicate with others regarding our emotional, mental, physical well-being. Now, they define what is acceptable and unacceptable in a relationship or any interactions. Now, why are boundaries so important? Boundaries provide us with a sense of security, self-respect, discipline. They help prevent burnout, resentment, unhealthy dependence in relationships as well. By us setting clear boundaries, we're able to create a healthier dynamic in relationships where we feel that our needs are being understood, and in return we also understand the other person as well. Boundaries also contribute to building trust and effective communication within relationships. When we express our boundaries honestly and respectfully, it fosters trust and understanding. It also encourages open and healthy relationships where both parties feel heard and listened to and respected as well. Now, the importance of setting your boundaries and doing it respectfully is because, of course, I have boundaries that the other person might not fully understand, but the importance of setting those boundaries is me saying, okay, look, this is what I don't feel comfortable with. You might not understand this, but this is me and this is how I feel, right? Now, doing it respectfully would also encourage the other person to, okay, I might not understand where she's coming from, but because she has done this respectfully, I have to, I have to respect your boundaries because that's you and that's what you need. So me being me, I would have to respect your boundaries. But if those boundaries are communicated disrespectfully and in a way you communicate your boundaries but you also bring in another person, this can create a rift, and it can create a drift in that relationship. Now, it might not be that your boundaries are wrong, but the way that you communicated that to the other person was disrespectful, and which can create problems in a relationship. So it's honestly really important on how you communicate your boundaries when you're talking to someone as well. Now, with that being said, you've set your boundaries, you've communicated as well, the other person has taken it well. Now, this is where I feel like a lot of people go wrong, and this is when they don't respect their own boundaries. Now, if you don't respect your own boundaries that you have set, the other person cannot respect your boundaries. Because if you've set a boundary and you've said, okay, this is what I'm not comfortable with, I'm just going to give an example, and I say, I don't want to call anymore like from 11 PM. Now, if I've set that boundary with a person I'm in a relationship with or a friend, and I keep calling them at that time, they're not going to take me serious, because it's like, well, you've said you don't want to do this, but you're still doing this, so I'm just going to go with what you're doing. And now, in return, you're thinking, oh wow, like, this is what's happening, like, why isn't this person taking me serious? But that's because you're not taking yourself serious as well. A lot of people most times set boundaries but don't respect their own boundaries, and which make other people not respect them. So we also have to respect the boundaries that we have set, and you also have to keep saying no. Even if a person has understood your boundaries, you have to say no to yourself in as much as you say no to other people. So you have to be disciplined in when you set those boundaries and actually follow through with those boundaries, because at the end of the day, those boundaries, you have set those boundaries for a reason. You didn't just sit down and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna decide I don't wanna think of an example here. Yeah, I want to stop smoking a day, and then you have to remember the importance of why you set those boundaries as well, in order for you to continually respect your own boundaries. When people set boundaries, I feel like it honestly, depending on how you, you set your boundaries and you tell them to friends that you're around. Now, a lot of people tend to react badly, and I feel like that is something that needs to be talked about. Now, it might not be you. You've set your boundaries, you've been respectful to the other person, right? Now, someone else can take this the wrong way. If I'm setting a boundary and I'm saying I don't want to do this, blah blah, and the person is kind of saying, oh, you're not really gonna do this, blah blah blah, it actually just screams a lot like, wow, like they don't really see you as that person that would actually follow through with your word, which I feel like should make a lot of us think, what exactly am I putting out there that would make someone else think that I don't even have the discipline to do this, or the discipline to follow through with something I have set myself. So when it comes to setting boundaries, expect to have a little pushback from some people, because sometimes people are not comfortable when other people start to say no. Even your friends, and even when you're in a relationship, you're gonna see people pushing back in that decision that you have made, and this is where you have to keep saying no. You say no to yourself, and you also say no to the other person as well. Another point I'm gonna make is about self-reflection and self-awareness. Now, this is very important as well. You have to take time to reflect on your needs. You have to take time to reflect on yourself before you even set these boundaries. Reflect on your values and your limits, and just on things that you, okay, what am I missing? Like, what do I need? What makes me feel uncomfortable? What makes me feel comfortable? What makes me feel respect? What are the things that are draining your energy? What are the things that you're doing that are compromising your value? Understanding yourself better will help you in setting those boundaries. You have to take time to really self-reflect and be so self-aware. Even if it's uncomfortable, you have to call yourself out sometimes. Like, okay, I've been doing this thing, it's not right, why am I still doing it? Now, when I do this thing, what does it lead to? What makes me do this in the first place, and the effect of it afterwards? Now, I feel like a lot of people, sometimes we get so caught up in the, okay, this is what's happening now, I'm just going to focus on what happened now. But there's no, okay, why did this trigger me? Why, what environment did I put myself in that allowed this to even affect me? And then, okay, why is this affecting me? And then what can I do to make sure that this doesn't affect me again? You have to take time to really self-reflect a lot. Self-reflection never stops. This is a very important one as well. Say no. N-O. No. It's actually okay. It's actually okay for us to say no. Okay, like, do you want to do this? No, I don't. Like, we do not have to say yes to things that we simply do not want to do. We don't want to do this, but we say yes instead of no. Now, this is where the self-respect really comes in, because realistically, why are you doing something that you don't even want to do? You don't even have self-respect for yourself. Like, you're just going to say yes to what everyone's going to tell you to do. Like, when you do that, you will eventually lose yourself, because you don't even know who you are, because you're basically taking on what other people want to do, and because you haven't said no in a very long time, what exactly do you even like doing that doesn't reflect what your friends like doing? Say no when you want to say no inside. Say no when every single part of you wants to say yes, even though you know that you should say no. Also remember, your time and energy is very important. Saying no allows you to respect that. If I have carved out time for myself to do something else, and someone has come, say, oh, do you want to do this, blah blah, and I say yes, like I did not just make a whole schedule to be doing the other day, and I'm saying yes to going out and partying, my time and energy is being wasted on something that I didn't even want to do in the first place. Remember, respecting your boundaries is an ongoing journey. Saying yes to yourself and the things that you want to do. I'm not saying the bad things, by the way. I'm saying yes to the things that you need to do, and saying no to the things that do not serve you. You need to live a life that aligns with your value, things that you respect, and things that honor your boundaries as well. So whether you're starting a new relationship or friendship, or you are reassessing a friendship or relationship, it is important for you to communicate your boundaries and understand the importance of your mental health, and just that will allow you to grow more and just have more discipline in certain things that you do. Guys, thank you for joining me today, and I hope this video was very helpful. And if you guys have any more questions about boundaries or anything else, just don't be shy to comment down below whatever you want to see me do next, and I will get back to you guys. And I hope you guys have a lovely day, and always remember, you can say no when you don't want to say yes. Bye.